In today's episode, chapter 25, we're going to fix my subfloor and rough in the plumbing. It doesn't get much better than this, so come along for the ride. So what do you think about the new introduction? I was just getting tired of the old one, and it was way too long, and one of my good friends pointed that out to me. So we'll try this new style and see if that works. Let me know in the comments below if you like it. And with today's video, episode 25, continuing the work and the renovation in my bathroom, I need to make several apologies before you even get into it. The lighting is terrible. It's really, really hard to shoot in there. And I'm finding that with shooting video, I tell you, my hat's off to all the content creators that are shooting video about the things that they're doing, and they're trying to progress on those projects. And I find that there were times I just forgot to turn the camera on, and I thought, oh my goodness, if I turn the camera on and make 2 or 3 shots of this, I'm not going to get this done. So finally, I just kind of turned the camera off and did a few things. So yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. So with that, try to get as much out of this as you can. And this isn't the only content that I'll be creating. There'll be other things that'll be coming. So yeah, enjoy as much as you can, and hopefully this helps some of you. Not liking it, and I figure while we have the bathroom torn down to this stage, I may as well fix it. So the plan is today, my wife's away, so I'm going to start taking it out to there. I have to see what's under the toilet though. That I may end up coming out a little bit, going to the next joist, which is here, and then replacing that with 5/8 plywood. So this is a 5/8 floor, and yeah, so I have to remove the toilet. I've got it empty, just got to crack the bolts and pull it off, and away we go. So I'll bring you back when more exciting stuff is happening. Okay, well, the camera isn't really doing this justice, but my patch just got bigger than I expected it to be. There's a little more carnage under here. It's just, it seems really good yet, but I don't know. I think I'm going to make that change and get it so that I'm happy with it in the end. And so I think what's going to happen now is I'm going to take back to this joist here and about here, and that kind of gets me under the vanity, which should be okay, and gets that hole filled up. Now the drain, okay, that's going to be a little bit of an issue yet too. You can see that I had planned for the drain to be in the middle, but there's a joist right there. So yeah, okay, well, we'll figure it out. Away we go. So yeah, it's always, maybe a piece of advice is always just count on doing a little bit more than what you're estimating, if you were estimating this. Okay, we'll keep working. There it is. Took out, it's from the wall, it's about 32 by 48. So the 48, I decided to not cut this wood out along the wall here, along the outside wall, because it was really, really in good shape. And then I could get rid of that, my little mistake from cutting out the tub. And managed to get everything out fairly easily. So yeah, I think the wood looks really good here yet, the plywood. I don't think we're going to have any trouble with that. I suspect we wouldn't have had a whole lot of trouble with anything that I took out, but this way I know what's under here, and this whole thing is going to be good, and that's important to me. I'm running into another problem. I realize now that for some reason when I framed this house, as I said, it was one of the earliest ones that well, in fact, the first house that I ever framed. And you can see that my joist had a suspicious way of ending up right on where plumbing needed to go. So I had to cut that one, box it, and do that. Now I want to go to a mid drain in this bathtub or the shower area, and look at that. It hits another one. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I may have to move the drain slightly closer to the plumbing wall, which wouldn't be the end of the world, unless I can exchange the drain I have and get one with a drain on one end. Mine drains right in the middle that I bought, so that might be a change that we need to make yet. But yeah, it's looking good. We're going to try to get everything reattached here kind of by the time my wife gets home today. Not sure I'm going to quite make it, but we'll do the best we can. Okay, I'll bring you back.
There we go.
Not showing a lot of demolition today because I need to get this done. So, and if I film everything, that just takes too much time. So, okay.
Okay, and here I am. I'm going to put a piece of lumber along the side of the joist that's just barely under the plumbing wall to provide some backing for the sheet that I'm about to apply to that open cavity. You'll notice that I spread some PL 400 on it first to glue it, and then I'm screwing the bejeebies out of it because I want it to be nice and firm. It's also going to be under the shower.
Well, okay. Been a bit of a long afternoon. I was struggling with that the toilet flange there. But we've got a lot of storage in the basement room underneath here, and I couldn't really get to it from down there. So I ended up just cutting it off. Bought a new flange and marked it precisely here. Now I'm going to put the sheet in here. This all worked out fairly nicely. I'm just going to reinforce these areas here. I'm going to glue it all down, screw everything together really, really good, and then I'm hoping that I'll never have to go back into here again. So, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Do I have enough? I hope I have enough PL for this here. Thank goodness I didn't glue this floor down when I built this place. That would have been a nightmare to get out now. Oh, this isn't going to be enough. Ooh, look at that, squeaked it out. Okay, so I have tested it. It's really snug, but it fits. And okay. Okay, well, I think I'm not going to bore you with any more of this. I'm going to screw this down quite heavily, and then the next thing we're going to do after that is cut a hole here and hook up the plumbing again. If I wouldn't need to have this... Well, I guess the moral of the story is never do plumbing when you're frustrated. Monday night I was working on this and things just weren't going my way. And I actually made a mistake. So what I need to do first of all today is cut this coupling off. Yeah, I'm not happy, but hey, that's what it is. Also, apologies for the lighting down here. It's definitely not good for video, but we're going to do the best we can. And the mighty Sawzall, and away we go. I just don't want to hit that water line there. Be careful. There we go. So much for that. Okay. Oh, I had my rag in there. I'll replace that fairly soon. Okay, now I need to, and I didn't bring my sandpaper down with me. That's not good. Okay, so now I need to figure out where I need to be. And I was not thinking well when I did this the other day. So it looks like, no, that pulls it too much. It looks like I need, oh shoot, I don't have a tape measure here too. You would think that when I'm shooting video, I would be a little bit more prepared than this. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to turn this off. All right, we're back. Yeah, a little bit of drama here. Anyway, I think I'm ready for attempt number 2. And here we go. I'm gonna put lots of this on. Not sure if this is the right sequence to do this in, but we're gonna soon find out. Oh, that's better than the last time. When all else fails, just try again. There we go. Oh, I like that. That I can live with, I think. Now the real test. Oh yeah. Oh, I feel it. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay, I'm gonna put this, I think I'm just gonna, can I do that? Oh, let's stay. Oh, look at that. Okay, we're on a roll. Finally, the plumbing overseers are smiling upon me. Okay, that's that. But I did, okay, that's good. You can come down now. I did learn today, though, a really important thing, that if you make a mistake and you get your channel locks on that fitting early enough, you can pull it apart again. That saved me today. Come on. Jeepers, you. That's going. Yep, that's going. I don't know. That's gonna fit. Yep, that'll work. Oh, man. That was stressful. I think it's in deep enough in the coupling. Not quite as far as I would have liked it. It didn't quite bottom out, but okay. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. We're done now. Well, it's time to finish repairing the subfloor. I've had the patch in, that worked out wonderfully, and now I'm just gonna screw the rest of the floor down with 2.5-inch screws. Now these are green screws. I think they're for treated wood, but it's what I have, so I'm going to use them. They're going to get thin. There's going to be thin set and then tile backer, and I'm not worried about these screws. So I'm going to install them, and away we go. I took the time to draw some lines, so hopefully this works really well. Suck that nice and tight to the joisting. Okay, and we're moving on to my least favorite job, and that's working with drywall on the ceiling. Actually, not my least favorite, that'd be painting.
What I did with the ceiling is a couple of days before I'm doing this final, or not final sanding, but second sanding now, is I re-screwed the drywall to the ceiling cords. And it was amazing how when a screw would seat, that you could see the drywall actually move up a little bit. So I'm glad I did that. I think it'll be a lot more secure. Also, what I did, I didn't just put one screw in where you would normally put screws when you fasten drywall. I put them in pairs. So I put two screws in, inch and a half apart, to take the load better than just one single screw. So that worked really well as well. Another thing that I do with drywalling, because I basically use simple tools, is I have a procedure that I use. And in the first stage, what I would have done here, I screwed it first, and then came back and filled the holes one day and then let that dry. And then after that, I floated the whole ceiling. So I took my 12-inch drywall knife and some mud and covered the whole ceiling with a light coat. Now, what I did is I want to make sure that I have enough mud on. So sometimes I'll leave a little bit extra or there'll be a few ridges. I try not to spend a lot of time overworking it because it just leads to frustration. And then I let it dry, sand all the high spots off. And then with a little bit of a cleanup, all that should be left is maybe a few little depressions that you missed or whatever. And I give my third coat is really a light coat and just fill up the imperfections, and then another final sand after that, and it's all done. So here we are, we're moving right along.
Well, the sanding's done. That was quite a chore. Well, you saw in the previous clip, working with the treble light in one hand and my sander in the other. My elbow's really sore, but I don't care about pain or injury or dust or dirt. The ceiling looks good, and someday when this is done and I'm sitting on the throne, and I'm going to look around and say, yeah, I like that ceiling. That looks really good. And that's what I'm looking for. So I don't know if you call that a level 5 ceiling, but maybe it's something that looks good from the throne finish. Anyway, the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to sweep all the dust off. And I have a few little wee imperfections. So what I'm going to do is take a tray of mud, my best 6-inch knife, and with a treble light again, go look at the whole ceiling and patch the little imperfections. And I'm hoping that is my last complete sand, because that, like, I hate sanding and woodworking, but this is 10 times worse. So yeah, we're coming along nicely, and we'll keep getting at it. Okay, well, I've got my trusty treble light, which is hooked on the camera. Okay, there we go. And my tray of mud. So obviously I need a third hand here, but I'm going to kind of look where I'm going to work. And then I'm going to take some mud and set the tray down, and away we go. So I'm quite hopeful that this is going to go fast, because I think the ceiling's pretty good. Well, welcome back. Off camera this morning, I quickly resanded the ceiling. I had my standard style treble lamp in one hand and sanding pad in the other, and try to get a really, really fine look at everything. And I'm quite happy with it. I think like I say, I'm happy with it. In my opinion, looks really good. I'll talk a little bit more about how I tape later, but for right now, we're going to put some primer on it. Another thing that I will do is I'm going to put the primer on now. I'm going to let it dry through lunch, and hopefully there is nothing to fix. But I am going to, if I notice a scratch or whatever, I will fix it after primer. But my goal is to have primer done, and then today put on at least one coat of very glossy paint. It's trim paint actually, but we want a very, very clean look in this room, and that that gloss finish is going to do it. So anyway, I'm going to open this bucket, and this primer we had left over from another job, and it's in really good condition yet. It's actually quite old, but it's in really nice shape. Must have been stored right, I guess. Didn't think we had, but one of the problems maybe with my painting is I don't spend enough on supplies. Like I buy cheap things, but you know, they actually seem to work. So anyway, okay, I'm just gonna set that aside there, get everything full of paint like I usually do, and put this back on for now. Okay, and then we're gonna point you at the ceiling, and this is so exciting you can watch paint dry. Putting some paint on the ceiling, my least favorite task in renovating. Here I am with a 2.5-inch Dollarama brush, just cutting in the edges and getting ready for roller work. And yeah, not much to say about this. It's about as exciting as watching paint dry. So we'll be back. Okay, we're to the painting or to the roller stage. Okay, we're to the painting or to the roller stage. I need to qualify this. I am I am not a real painter. I just don't like painting. I would rather tape. Not sand, but I'd rather tape than do this. Because, like, for example, for video, we're not sponsored by anybody or any of that stuff. I try to keep costs down in the tools I use, and I use kind of what's good, what'll get the job done to the level that I'm happy with. And for this painting stuff, this is all Dollarama stuff or Dollar Tree stuff. The handle, to me, it's as good as any other for $1. It's good. Because of doing skateboards in the school, for a lot of years, we were applying glue with rollers, so I kind of know which Dollarama rollers are the better ones, and I think this is a Dollar Tree one actually. So I'm hoping this is a good one. It feels good, but we're going to put the primer on with that, and away we go. All right, and here we're springing that Dollarama roller into action. And my, what a fine job we are making here. I'm being facetious, of course. Painting is just not one of the things I like to do. But thankfully, this is a small ceiling and it goes fairly quickly. So this is the first coat of primer, and I'll put another coat of finish on after. Well, there you have it. That's the progress to date. One thing I did that I didn't include in this video, I thought it was just getting too long, is the water supply or the plumbing has been capped off so that we can continue working on the walls. And the other thing that I did in there is install the shower control valve and did all the plumbing related to that as well. So the walls should be ready to go for the next stage, which will be soundproofing insulation in the other 3 walls, and then tile backer after that. And man, oh man, I'm looking forward to getting to that stage. My apologies again for the quality of the video, but I'm really hoping you get past that and try to latch on to what I feel is the real message behind what I'm trying to show you. And in a roundabout way, what I'm trying to show you is that with some basic research and some simple tools, you can do these renovations on your own. And even if you don't do them on your own, you're much more well informed if you do hire somebody to do it. However, the reason I like to do this stuff on my own is because I am a very fussy person when it comes to building, and I will do the little things that a contractor would charge me a lot to do. I will do them, and that's why I like to do things on my own, and you can do that too. Now, the other main reason, besides quality control for doing it on your own, is obviously to save money. If I would have hired a contractor to do this bathroom the way I want it done, my guess is that this renovation would have run, with labor, between $20,000 and $25,000 Canadian. What that would have meant for my wife and I is that it wouldn't have happened. It just would not have happened. There's no way at this stage of my life that I'm willing to take $25,000 and stick it into a bathroom. Just not going to happen. Now, with doing it ourselves and being efficient with looking at where we buy things, we've managed to save a lot of money on materials just by some smart shopping and some well-timed sales. So that's really been helpful, but we'll spend less than half of $20,000, way less than half. So doing it yourself can give you the kind of job that in the end you'll be happy with and also save you a lot of money. So don't sell yourself short. As I told my students when I taught, if I can do it, you can do it, and don't forget that. Anyway, that brings chapter 25 to a close. In about 3.5 months now, I've posted 25 videos. I'm kind of proud of that. That doesn't mean anything to anybody else but me. And yeah, I'm good with it. I'm happy with that amount of content and that amount of time. The only thing that I'm a little bit discouraged about is I can't seem to get to 100 subscribers. We're at 96 now. I got one in the last 2 weeks. But please, if you watch this stuff, and it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, just click on subscribe and add to that total. We'll do the 100 subscriber giveaway. And I do have another little thing planned for 100 subscriptions that some of you might find somewhat humorous. So anyway, please like and subscribe and try to help me out if you can. And we will see you in the next video. Have a good rest of the weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.